Congratulations. You did such a great job in this. And I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but the writers wrote this book thinking of you for this, had a picture of you up when they were writing the character. Is that flattering or is that not flattering?
I'm not sure, really. I'm not sure. He is described, is he not, by some people as an incubus. I'm not sure what an incubus is, but me, I don't know. It's interesting. It's ephemera, but it has no effect on me, either good or bad. I don't know.
Well, you don't do a lot of fantasy type films. So what was it about this that you thought, oh, yeah, I'm going to sink my teeth into this guy?
I like the sound of Richard Le Gravenet, the director. We talked on the telephone. I was shooting a picture called Night Train to Lisbon in Portugal, and Richard and I talked, and I'd read the script, and I thought the character had pizzazz. He had enigma. He had strange sort of glamorous charm about him. He was a musician, played a bit of piano. I thought, this sounds an interesting character. And Richard told me who the other cast would be, and many people like Emma Thompson, who I would be playing with. I thought, well, that'll be fun. I was back in New Orleans, which is a city I love. So, and I was free, and they were going to pay me. So I said yes.
And those are good reasons to take the roles, for sure. Macon Ravenwood, even the name, it just sounds so regal or something about it. I don't know.
Macon, it's interesting, isn't it? It's spelt Macon. You see, because of the wine in France is M-A-C-O-N, Macon. But they all said Macon. I said, Macon is Macon, surely. No, Macon. But this is the South, In the South, they're very strange. Yeah, you as a Canadian would understand what I'm talking about.
I totally understand what you're talking about. You talk about the amazing veteran cast in this, but let's talk about the younger actors, because they're pretty darn good.
They are very good, extraordinarily good. I would watch Alden in amazement, thinking, what can I learn from that young man? And there's a lot. Alice, extraordinary quality. It's an interestingly cast and strongly told tale. I mean, it's not my métier, this. I don't go and see these sort of movies. So I'm sort of in the dark. People say, this is what, did you enjoy Twilight? I said, I never saw Twilight. I don't go to that sort of film. Nothing wrong with it, just I don't. But when I saw this, I thought, this is an interesting picture. It's a love story raised into supernatural levels, but actually you care about the people and the problems that the characters are going through, mainly the young pair of lovers, are problems we all know about. We remember from the first time we were in love, about how we thought about how our friends would react and whether we could understand the woman or the man that we were the boy or the girl that we thought we were in love with, and what our parents thought, etc. That's really all it is, this story, but it's heightened.
Yes, we'll talk about heightened. I mean, there's got to be times on sets when, yes, it's serious, there's some serious stuff going on, but you have to kind of break into laughter, I think. I mean, you have scenes with Eileen Atkins.
Oh, please. Eileen Atkins and Margot...
Martindale.
Pardon?
Martindale.
That's right, Margot Martindale. I mean, we were the family. Margot was my sister, Eileen was my mother. And there were times of such intense hysteria that I thought my guts were actually going to come out of my ears. Mainly focused in the scene where the table goes berserk. Margot Martindale has to be one of the funniest ladies I've ever worked with. And Eileen Atkins, one of the most unlikely people to have pink hair that I think I've ever met. But we had some good laughs.
Yeah, I wanted to talk also about the scenes with Emma Thompson. I mean, for her to play these two roles and to be kind of the schizophrenic characters that she's playing here, to watch, and the two of you have been making films for so many years, but for you to play opposite somebody like that and watch Emma do what she did in this film must have been a joy.
It was great. And of course, Emma's a good writer, and so we were able to sort of hone our scenes a little bit, and she's one of those wonderful actresses who will do anything. In a way, Emma comes, strangely enough, because she's very beautiful, but she comes from the Monty Python school of acting, and she will be quite wild at Saturday Night Live, and and playing with her and improvising and playing around to see how a scene can work. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
You have given us so many brilliant, amazing performances and have worked with so many phenomenal directors, but is there one director that you can look back at and go, yeah, he changed my life?
I think your Mr. Cronenberg probably is that man. A director who allowed me to have the opportunity to play identical twins, to play a man in love with a woman who was in fact a man without him knowing. Very interesting areas to explore. A man of immense kindness and intelligence. And I look back at the films I've made with him. I'm only saying this because I hope that one day he'll want somebody who looks slightly older than Viggo Mortensen, and therefore he will cast me again. I'm only saying it because of that. But a man who I hope one day will find a need to work with an actor who can, with the right lighting, still look 55 in the dusk with the light behind him.
You absolutely do. You have no worries of that. And I'm going to take him that clip and show him this for sure. What was it when you decided to be an actor then? What was it that made you decide that that's what you wanted to do for your career?
I always wanted to live outside society. I was educated in a fairly strictured private school, and I spent most of my time designing styles of behavior and life which were sort of bending round the rules. And I think that gave me a taste, a slightly anarchic taste, for living beyond the pale. And I thought I'd like to be a gypsy or work in a circus or the fun fair or maybe the theatre. And because I was basically middle class, the theatre offered me more. And so I went and joined a theatre and found I loved these people. I loved the smells. I loved the fact we worked at night and we got up late. And we were a family unto ourselves in whatever town we happened to be working. And we were making up these magical stories and telling stories to an audience. And I thought, I love that. That's what I want to keep doing.
Well, please keep on doing it. You do such a wonderful job. And more Borgias, yes, that's happening.
More Borgias, yeah. Coming out in April, I think. A documentary called Trashed about the waste industry and how we create too much waste and we don't know how to get rid of it, and it's harming our health and all of this, and how we can deal with it fairly simply. A documentary about Shakespeare plays, and in fact 2 Shakespeare plays I think will go out in the fall, Henry IV, Part 1 and 2, where I play Henry IV. So a lot about at the minute, which is nice.
Well, we're very happy about that, and you did a wonderful job in this film, and always a pleasure for me to talk to you. Thank you.